Hello, everyone, and welcome to FTBSports. This is your Manchester United, or should we say Chelsea versus Manchester United Premier League preview show. Tonight, we are with Mr. B, as always. We've got a Monday. And then tonight, very special guest, Bits and Bobs. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome. Can he hear us? I'm sure he can. He was there a second ago. He's smiling.
Hey, Mr. Freeze.
He must have freeze.
Doing the
Oh, is that why?
No. Yeah, he's frozen. He's frozen.
He's coming, man.
He's frozen.
Where
he's
are
coming
you?
back on. He's coming back on. Just give him 2 seconds.
He's a handsome guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it's the intro that did him. The United intro that did him. He's sitting there going,
"What how good we are."
Yeah,
what
exactly.
a good production we've got.
Exactly. So, guys, Bits and Bobs will be back on in a second. Well, we hope he will come back on. So let's start looking now at this whole Chelsea versus Manchester United preview show. Oh, here he is. Oh, we'll be back on in a minute. So, guys, big game, huge game, absolutely massive game, must-win game this weekend. Has to. Yeah. And I'm telling you now, if we don't win, I'm cussing. I'm cussing because this is a game now, I believe. As much as some of us we say, I don't believe in Solskjaer and whatnot, I still believe this is a huge game. This is a game who's going to either make or break our season. We lose this game, we are in trouble. We win this game, it pushes us further away from everyone else. So let's start talking about, obviously, a couple of results going forward. And we're going to talk about the team lineup, what we believe the team lineup will be, and what the percentages of the game was the last time we play. So let's touch on, before we go into it, because we're hoping Bits and Bobs will be back on in a second. Guys, let's start off with Mr. B. What do you think of the Europa League draw today, Man United, AC Milan?
Everybody was acting like we're going to get beaten. I'm getting people on my WhatsApp. Oh, you got AC Milan, You know what? Fuck AC Milan. Yeah? I'm not worried. I'm not, Zlatan's coming back. So what? It's one player. What's Zlatan going to do? Defend, play in midfield and play up top? The man is old. I'm not being funny. I'm not going to disrespect AC Milan. They're a good team.
Yeah.
But we're Man United. You know what I mean? It's not a fair. It's a good team to have. That means that them players are gonna have their head switched on. You know what I mean? It's the best it's the best tied around. Why? Because we're in it. It's got nothing to do with AC Milan. Woo! It's because we're in it. You know what I mean? So let's not get it twisted. AC Milan are gassed that they got us.
Yeah.
Yeah? No issue.
What do you think then, Monday of the draw? What do you think of the draw of AC against AC Milan? Zlatan's coming back.
Yeah, I was around for the draw. I was like listening out. And when we got AC Milan, I was buzzing. I was thinking, because to be honest, I looked at all the teams and I thought we got to have to play them anyway. I just didn't want to play an English team or a British team. So I was really happy about that. And I think it's going to be a big clash. Two big traditional European names. Zlatan comes to mind. And this is the thing, guys, where I let you down the other week when I said I was looking at the La Liga and Real Sociedad. And I was thinking to myself, well, they're a good team. The Liga's a good league. But I've changed my mind. I'm starting to think like Serie A, La Liga, not to be worried about, you know? The only team I'd be worried about is probably Juve and Atletico Madrid. They lost to who we're playing on Sunday. So I'm very happy about it. Like Mr. B said, let's go. Let's take it on. I was thinking, I'd rather get them in later because there's a lot of weaker teams in that tournament. But bring it on. We want them, come. And we're all going to tune in. Even the people that say, forget the Europa, they will be tuning in. Trust me.
Yeah. Bits and Bobs, what do you think of the draw today? Are you confident with the draw or you'd prefer a different outcome to the draw?
No, I'm with Juma. Personally, listen, first of all, thanks for having me on the show. Real appreciate it. If you're new,
no problem,
please like
man.
and subscribe. Apologies. Only God knows what happened with my Wi-Fi there. I got switched off. I'm gutted.
You're miles away.
Yeah, Scotland up north. This is what happens. I'm actually quite confident with the draw. Do you know why? Because we're going to play a proper team now. And it makes it all exciting. And if you look at all the clubs that are left, they're very beatable. And, if we get AC Milan now and when we beat them, I'm confident over 2 legs we'll beat them. We need to remember that some other big teams that left are going to get beat. I personally think so. And I think for us, you might as well play them now than get heartbreak in the final.
Yeah.
And I tell you this right now, there's going to be a few people in our team who probably didn't like Zlatan. I'm probably thinking, I'm going to get one on you now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you that right now because do you know what? Zlatan has an ego. You can say what you want. Okay, it has an aura about him, whether you like him or you don't. And I can imagine that some few players that were in that changing room when he was there thinking, I'm going to get you. And I can imagine Antonio Martial wanting to prove something different. So I'm excited. I'm just so gutted we can't be at the game, because I've been to the San Siro, and man, it's intense, boy. It's intense. But no, I'm happy with the draw. Yeah, I'm happy with the draw. I tweeted I wanted Arsenal and Tottenham, but you know what? I didn't want an English team, and I do think about it. It's a European tie. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's what I think, man. But yeah, we're gonna go through 100%.
Same thing with you guys. I had loads of messages, incoming messaging, people trying to banter me and saying AC Milan. But I'm trying to explain to them they're still got to go and play their tie. So you can banter me all you want, but Arsenal's got to play. Tottenham got to play. So you go play your tie, win your tie, then come back and talk to me.
Yeah.
Up until then, there's nothing you can say to me. So, guys, enough of that. Let's start talking about the game on Sunday now. So starting off now. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to throw up the team that we played the first game against Chelsea, which was a boring 0-0. People talk about Man United parking the bus. But this team here, looking at the stats and everything, it seems like Frank Lampard, who Simon Jordan reckon will do better job than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Didn't he? Yeah.
But he's not in a job. So, guys, this is a team that played. So you had De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Scotty, Fred, my boy, Bruno, Mata, Daniel James, and Rashford. On the bench, we had Pogba, Cavani, Greenwood on the bench, Van der Beek, Tuanzebe on the bench, and Matic. So, guys, looking at that now, let's start with bits and bobs as you're the guest on. What changes do you see to this team that started last game against Chelsea?
I think we have to talk about the confidence. And there is a slight improvement in the mentality. Where we are in the league, there's a massive difference. We are above them. So when they look up, they see us. And also the resurgence of Scott McTominay, which unfortunately I believe he's injured, so he won't be playing. And Rashford will be playing on the left. Mata will probably be on the bench. James will be on the right. We'll have the reassured of Matic to come in. And pray with me, you three. I hope Bailly starts. And yeah, I think we need to look at the confidence. Like Luke Shaw, when I saw that, I think
his name's not Luke Shaw. If you watch a show, you know he's a Brazilian.
Yeah,
he's a Brazilian right here.
I saw. Do you know what? I did chuckle when I did hear that, but I don't want to steal people's names in it, so I want to come fresh. I think the manner, the way we're going to play in as well, will be different. They were there. Chelsea with that game. Chelsea were there to be beat. That's the unfortunate thing, I think the mentality now is that we need to consolidate second place, so we need to win. So it depends on the attitude, but I think we've improved. I'm confident, guys. Sorry, I don't want to jump the buck here, but
that's fine. Mr. B, what's your thought process on this team, and what changes you see he's probably implemented?
Well, obviously, we know McTominay's injured. My issue really is.
Well, can I say something to interrupt you? Van der Beek is apparently trained well and might be in the squad.
Woo!
Oh,
that's
is
a publicity
it?
stunt. Ollie doesn't like him.
You kept that quiet. We've been speaking for the last 20 minutes, 10 minutes off here.
Sorry.
And you just throw it in there now. Okay, then. Well, look, it don't matter. Van der Beek ain't gonna play anyway. As Bits and Bobs just said, it don't matter. If Van der Beek is our only fit midfielder, he still won't play. So, the team, Mata, I would have Greenwood instead of Mata. I'd have Martial up top and Rashford instead of James.
Yes.
Obviously, you know my situation with Bailly and Lindelof. But he's gonna play Lindelof at the back. It's not gonna change. I mean, our bench is probably gonna be a lot more interesting this time around because he's gonna have to have them young boys on it.
Yes, sir.
But the team itself, I think it's what he tells them to do when he goes out on the pitch. Because I mean, if you're playing a game, you've got James and Mata. I mean, did Mata kick a ball before that game or after that game this season for us?
He hasn't featured apart from the early rounds of the League Cup.
See, so it's more about the bench. I mean, this team, we're going to be playing Fred and Lindelof in it. So already, you know, we're playing with 10 players, half a player each. You know, so I'm not happy, but that's more happy because I know he's not going to play Bailly.
Yeah.
I know he's not going to play, and I thought Bailly looked good in the week. All right, he didn't have too much to do, but
he did his job. He did his job.
Yeah, Bailly breathes confidence in the team. You can see the team breathe a lot more. Oh, we got Bailly. The ball goes over the top. Oh, Bailly, not. Oh, shit, it's Lindelof. Oh, fuck me, it's Maguire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just in your household.
Oh, God. And then on Monday, what's your thought process on this team? Could you see not Telles, can you see Antoine Zeebe probably start tomorrow? I know it's a big ask, but...
No. We're going back to the Prem. I mean, midweek games in Europe, it's a bit of a stroll, bit of a breeze. We're going back to the intensity of the Premier League, and we've got a team with confidence. They've got a new manager who does not play, he's not ramping at all. So I'm really like... I think this is a huge game, like you started off the show saying, Solo, for Solskjaer. I'd like to see his result against the big teams because it's not been good enough as far as I know.
His top 6 record is drawn this season and lost the rest. Drawn
well, there
1.
you go, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Drawn 2, sorry.
I would like to see them go out there and beat Chelsea, but I've got a funny feeling it's not going to go our way because they've got confidence as well, and he's going to set up to either counter us or damage us in some way, you know. So it's going to be a really interesting game. Like you say, I agree with you guys. Back fours similar to that what we were showing on the screen. We're going to put Matic and Fred, Fernandez.
Jesus Christ!
I'll go with the same front three as Mr. B said. That would be Rashford on the left. Is Cavani injured still?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So Martial up front and Greenwood on the right.
And Kahinde, thanks for joining. What's your thought process on this team against Chelsea?
I would say if I'm predicting what Solskjaer's going to do, I think it's going to be that same back four there. Obviously, De Gea and goal. Sorry, did I miss something? Is Tomney injured or is he available?
Yes, Scott's out.
Yeah.
But Van der Beek might come back in, apparently. He's trained well. But he's going to play.
Injured. I think it would be Fred and Matic then. Central midfield. Yeah. Fernandez will play.
Leave Fred alone.
You got, I'd have Rashford, Greenwood, and Martial as the front three. Just like on Monday, the only change that I would obviously prefer Bailly to play, but I think it's going to be a very tough game. I don't want to sound negative, but I'd be happy if we come out of a draw the way Chelsea are playing at the moment.
Yeah. So let me just take this off the screen. So, oops, wrong one. So to be honest with you, for me, I honestly would say I would probably stick with most of what you guys are saying. The changes I probably would make is obviously Bailly playing at the back with Maguire, and then I'll move Daniel James, take him out of the team completely, and play Greenwood in that position. Take Mata out of the team as well.
You take off your guy in the Wells Flash? Oh my God!
I would.
So I don't agree with that. Do you know that?
Huh?
I don't agree with that. Do you know why?
Go on.
The reason why I start Daniel James is so we have a Greenwood to come off the bench.
True.
I just think Daniel James, obviously, I mean, we can sit here and talk about Daniel James for hours, but you know, we ask players to work hard, you know, and to put in a shift in. He's done that. He's also scored a couple of goals, an assist. Jim, I know you're shaking your head, brother. Trust me, 'cause I can't believe I'm saying this, but do you know what? If we're going to keep the same energy, the guy's got 2 goals in 2 or 2 and 3 now. He's got an assist. Listen, it's not a bad thing if Greenwood comes off the bench. You know, if we do concede, God forbid, we can bring him on. It's a different dimension. I just think mentally, if we do start with the 3, Martial, Greenwood, and Rashford, are we really going to make any substitutions?
It's true.
Forward-wise.
That's a very, very good question. I was just thinking.
My last curveball to you guys. Does Ollie play a back 3 and play 2 up top?
No.
Back 3. Do you know when the last game we played the back 3 was?
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Hear him out.
Hear me out. Yeah.
Come on the show.
Because I'm agreeing with you with the formation and stuff. We've all said the team we expect to see. I'm just thinking the way Ollie is, because we know Ollie probably doesn't even know what socks he's going to wear tomorrow. God bless him. You know what I mean? But
he has to be told.
Yeah. But like, if Ollie went with a back 3 and played 2 up top, do we call him brave or do we call him naive?
Naive.
Let's be honest. Back 3 wise, if we play Shaw, Harry, and Bailly, defensive wise, we're good. Going forward, we've got 2 up top. I'm just thinking. Listen, I'm just throwing it in there.
Why?
What do you guys think?
Why are you suggesting that the back 3? Why?
Back 3 is because Martial right now up top on his own against.
He's a partner.
Yeah, I think he's just going to drown. Personally, I think he's going to drown. And when I say that, I mean I'm not saying he's not good. He's out of bad form right now. I get that he's not producing, but you know, to go away to Chelsea where Rudiger, you know what Rudiger is going to do.
Yeah,
he's probably going to like pinch you, bite you, do whatever. And Zuma is just a clumsy Bambi. He's probably going to kick him. Do you know what I mean? And Martial's not that type of guy to put with a fight. But if you share the responsibilities, maybe. I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm asking.
Yeah.
He comes in stirring the pot. He's stirring the pot. It's going to be a long show. Look, we said half an hour. This is an hour show. Go on.
There's been some times where we've been quite successful playing the 3-5-2. I mean, we beat PSG away using that formation.
That's Europe, though.
Man City last season. Yeah. And then we tried against Leipzig when we shouldn't have because we already beat them 5-0 using 4-3-3. But I think there was a game against Man City or something last season where we did it. I think we beat them twice.
You beat them 3-1. 3-1.
Yeah.
2-1, yeah.
Sure we used 3-5-2 in one of the games. But
yeah.
I just think it's not necessary. If we're going to play Matic and Fred together, 2 holding players, I don't think it's that necessary to really use it. This is, you don't need to be that expensive. If we had Popper available in a 3-5-2, that would be good because it would open up a bit more, a bit more creativity. But I was just going to touch upon what you're saying about James. I think with James and Greenwood, it might be a bit vice versa because I feel like with Greenwood, he doesn't make much of an impact when he comes on, whereas James is good to come on for the last 10, 15 minutes if they got tired.
Okay.
And then really kind of drive at them. I think Greenwood
head down and run
when he starts. But that's what I'm saying. If you got tired legs and James is coming on, that's a good thing. So I would prefer Greenwood to start because he might nick a goal and then put James on if it gets tight.
Okay. Guys, if you're watching, please like, please subscribe, please share. I am Solo United, and we've got Mr. B on Monday, K, and then we also got ourselves a special guest tonight.
Yes,
in Bits and Bobs. Can you do me a favor, Money? Can you hit the first comment out for us, please? Because we're going to get trolled a bit today, I reckon.
Shall I do it?
Yeah, go on, please.
Yeah. Okay, great stream, lads. This is from Lily White Lane, Tottenham fan. Great stream, lads. As a Spurs fan, think you're in a situation where your manager isn't being backed and is expected to achieve with a team resilient on one player. Interesting.
That's
he's
Bruno.
not being backed, and we've only got one. We're relying on Bruno.
Yep.
This is from Tottenham, Hotspur Hustler. How you doing, bud? United in a 3-5-2 formation.
He's laughing.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
so
say
guys,
that, but we played that last season and we got top 4. So where's his
Oh,
club? Do you know
Can
what
I
I mean?
respond to that? Can I respond to that,
Go on.
please? I agree with Kahinde as well. I mean, it's a big game. Like we said, we've got terrible results against these top 6, and we shouldn't be going in there with lacking confidence by changing our formation. That's screaming out, "Oh, we're afraid." And like you said, the last time if you watch the show every week, we resent what happened against RB Red Bull. We resent that thing. We needed a draw, and we went to the 3 at the back. That's just a negative mindset. Because you're playing like a fullback, Luke Shaw in there as well. It's just for me, it's a no-go. It's a no-go.
This is
why I
Brazilian
asked
out the
it,
field.
No, it's a good question. I mean,
Oli has done this to us before.
yeah, but I can't see it. I agree.
Listen.
Sometimes you have to do it, but we did it against PSV and everything else. But this is a long time ago. We've been on a 13-game unbeaten streak since the Arsenal game. You know,
I'm sorry, Monday, like I said.
Hold on a minute.
Not studs up yet.
Yeah, Monday night. So I think that's a no-go. I can't see us playing a 3 at the back. It's negative for the reasons that Kahinde gave. And I agree with him about the James as well. James probably better off coming off the bench, you know? Pass it on.
Go on.
I don't want a 3-5-2, just for the record. I was just asking.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, go on.
We hear what he's saying. But we wouldn't be surprised if he tried it.
Yeah, okay, I wouldn't even. Listen, I'll get my banner up on Sunday. If he tried it and we lose, Ole out. I'll get it up. Okay, so guys, quick one. I'm just going to now go through a bit of stats, and then I'm going to play his interview, and then we're just going to get a feedback of it. But I think before we even do that, let's talk about percentages in the last game before we play his interview. So this is the last time when we played Chelsea. So these are the match stats: 50% each. 14 shots on goal, which I am shocked. I'm surprised. 4 on target, 9 corners to 1, and 9 foul to their 1. I'm surprised at that. So let's start with bits and bobs, as you're the main guest tonight. What do you look at those stats? Obviously, I'm a person, and I always say I'm a stats guy, but I always say stats are always there to be interpreted differently.
Yeah, because the game was boring, wasn't it? I mean, we'll never get that 90 minutes back. And it looked like two teams. Basically, it's like, do you know what it was? It was like the captains done rock, paper, scissors, and they both lost. And we're like, right, we'll just draw today. Like, do you know what I mean? And for me, the biggest stat is the scoreline for me. I actually don't like stats, and I'll hit you up with this why. I like watching football, and I've got a few friends that are coaches and stuff, and they tell me like, yeah, this guy, I'll go watch one of the games and they're like, oh, this guy had 85% pass rate. I'm like, what? I was like, who? And he's like, the guy. I was like, he lost the ball and he was passing sideways. He's like, yeah, but the stats. I'm like, for me, it's a great argument because do you know what? If someone came to me with stats, I won't argue with them. I won't, because I'm like, okay, cool, because you're going to tell me I'm wrong. But I'm going to tell you what I saw. And that game, Jesus is Lord. Listen, it wasn't even a training level. It was so bad. It was like, do you know what? I don't even know how to. Do you know what it was, yeah? You know when you're cooking and you want to cook some nice rice and chicken, yeah? And then you forgot to buy the chicken and you just sit there. You just sit there thinking, what is going on? What kind of person are you? And the reason you're gutted because the shop's closed now. You're just stuck with rice, no chicken. That's what it was for me. I'm looking at that like, what is going on? Man, I just felt, but the thing is that with Chelsea now under this Tintin Chuko, he's gonna make them dominate possession, which actually will probably be good for us because I love Man United, but I'm not naive. We don't have midfielders that can retain possession very well. So, and this is one thing Ollie doesn't get credit for because I think the reason why we play counter-attack in football is because he knows that. Because Fred, God bless him, can't retain possession. Bruno's not that type of player. Matic, we all know the little pivot he does, then he does the little shimmy with his left foot and plays the diagonal ball. That's not keeping possession. So yeah, man, they'll come on to us and then we'll exploit the spaces on the back. That's what I think, anyway.
Yeah. And then let's go on,
sorry.
Mr. B. Mr. B, it's
The
all
first
yours.
game, the first game. Sorry to jump in. When we played them the season before, they left so much space. This time, he didn't, because Frank didn't want to get the licks again. He told his defenders not to come out. Do you think Tuchel will keep his defenders back? Because obviously that was an instruction that was given by Frank. We're not going to get caught on the counter-attack. Do you think Tuchel will do that? Or do you think it will just be him being confident, possession-based?
He'll be confident because he wants his he likes his fullbacks to go forward. He likes his wing backs to go forward.
Yeah.
He likes to be on the front foot, which is good to see. Look, attacking football, that's what we want to see. But, there's tactics for a reason. And if he does do that, I think we lick them up badly. Because in the space of 6 seconds, we are at your goal in the space of 6 seconds. And listen, go back, watch a game, count it. I think it was the Rashford goal against Sociedad. It was literally 6 seconds and we scored. Do you know? So if you want to do that, good luck to you. That's what I said to you. But I think the confidence and the naivety of Tuchel, he will do it.
Yeah.
Because he's the type of guy that he's like Pep. He won't change. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you with his tactics? He seems a bit hard-headed, this Tuchel guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Do you know? So I think, and also he'll obviously want to beat us because Frank didn't. So there's little things like that you have to look at.
Yeah. So let's go to Monday.
Yeah. Can I read out the question?
Yeah, go on. You can.
There's a Tottenham hustler again. United go 3-5-2 against any of the top 6. They will get smacked up. Yeah, probably agree. There's a lot of points going about. Some of them I disagree with. I think against Atletico Madrid, which was a huge game for the new manager. I'm not going to pronounce his name. Thomas. It was a huge game for him, and he came out and they dominated the game. And like I said, I don't know whether the La Liga is not that good anymore, whatever. But I'm really concerned about this game. I think he does mix up his tactics. I've seen that at PSG. He really does change up things a lot. Didn't we beat them? Wasn't he the manager when we beat them?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. In the second leg, they played differently and all this kind of thing. But at our ground, they beat us, didn't they?
Yeah,
because Fred got sent off though.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But I think he does mix up. He's not like Pep. He doesn't stick to one sort of tactic.
Okay.
And the fullbacks going forward, I don't see it unless he plays a free. Sometimes he played free against Atletico Madrid the other day. Then they were pushing forward. But I think I'm really concerned about this game because, like you say, it's his opportunity to set himself, to announce himself on the Premier League and say, "Look at us." Because I actually think Chelsea are going to get top 4 now. We're based on the confidence, based on the manager. Look what he done. He dragged the guy, Hudson-Odoi, put him on, dragged him off again. He ain't playing. In this game, guaranteed, he's doing a Sam Allardyce. He's out there right now, drills. He's getting everything done to make sure. So it's a Sunday night. It's the big game. Everyone's going to be watching, and he wants to represent himself and show why he's been picked.
Why you can do it,
It's he does mix it up.
Okay, next one. Go on.
Sorry, carry on. Sorry. I hear what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing with you, or agreeing with you. But what I will say is that this is Manchester United, and we're at the Bridge. I believe so. It's at the Bridge.
Yeah.
The Bridge. Yeah.
And he is not want to go. He's not the type to play for a draw. So
he wants
I just
to win.
think, he wants to win, and that's why I think the naivety of him. He'll probably look at us and be like, "Oh, we'll go dominate possession, we'll score," and then you need to worry about what's at the back of you, because if we do get the ball, this is the thing about Man United: we are consistent at counter-attacking, but we're also clinical. That's the difference between Rashford, Bruno, and Werner, and what's the brother up front? Havertz, him. Like, they can only wish Havertz does, Bruno does.
He might do it
yeah,
in the
man.
game. So
I hear what
pray.
you're saying.
Let's hope
Listen,
he don't
come
do
the
it.
game. I hope me and you are spudding each other. Like, hey, you know what I mean? So yeah, sorry, Solo. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. So let's go on to, because I've got to wrap up in about five to 8 minutes now. Kohinde, hit me up now quickly. Sorry, Kohinde, your thought process. But before you do it, could we just finish the comments for us, please, on Monday?
Yeah, Tottenham Hotspur Hustler again said stats don't always tell the game. Sorry, that's my point. I'm be 10 seconds.
Yeah, go on.
Same. I agree with bits and bobs about this stats thing, and this is why on Monday night, unofficial pundit, when you come with all these stats and this kind of thing and busting me up and give me a fat lip, it doesn't mean nothing. I'm an eye man. That's what I was saying the other day. It's all about the eye. So, Mr. Bits and Bobs, come back me up on Monday. Anyway,
Listen, yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
Happy birthday, Tracy. And
What's that?
Tracy's a Chelsea supporter. Happy birthday to her.
Whose Facebook user? Don't forget to wish.
Tracy, happy birthday.
Oh, Tracy, happy birthday, Tracy. Happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Tracy.
Hey, hold on. Tracy.
Tracy.
Happy birthday.
Remember-
Happy birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday. Happy
And I'm
birthday.
sorry that Man United are going to ruin it for you.
Tracy says Chelsea gonna win. Menor.
Yeah. She always says. She always calls us out,
Mr.
doesn't
B,
she?
make sure you find her.
Yeah, don't worry,
So-
man. I'll find her, man.
Going into our last five, like the last 5 games, guys, from 2006 to 2020 at the Bridge. In say 2016, we drew 1-1. 2016, 4-0 Chelsea. Then Chelsea 1-0, 2-2, and United 2-0. So at the Bridge, we've not been very successful at the Bridge, to be honest with you, against
Bring
Chelsea.
back Frank.
Since Abramovich taken over, United has played 27 times against Chelsea, won 9, drawn 7, Chelsea won 11.
Kahinde used to work at Chelsea for many years, didn't you?
Kunde, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, I don't want to reflect too much on the past because Chelsea have had so much managers since Abramovich has taken over, and all these different managers had different philosophies, different tactics, and all that. But it's true, the Bridge is a hard place to get a result at. You know, I don't remember in the last 15, 20 years a lot of wins. And I just think, especially this game coming up with the new manager, Chelsea got momentum. I think it's going to be a really tough game, and it's going to be interesting to see what side Thomas puts out. Yeah. You know, and I feel that with the players, the attacking players that they've got, like Timo Werner, he's really fast, and Abraham, he's strong, he's rugged. It doesn't suit Lindelof's game at all. So I just feel that Bailly should really be playing in this game. You know, the only way Lindelof is going to be protected in this game is if we do a 3-5-2, which I don't want. And when you do a 3-5-2 if we've got Pogba or Van de Beek available, because otherwise it's just too defensive. You know.
Yeah.
You know what? 3-5-2 didn't come into my head.
What's that?
I said 3-5-2 didn't come into my head. You two down at the bottom of the screen are frightening me now, yeah.
No, you wipe out. You get it. No, but you know what? I just feel that I actually, when I think about it, I wouldn't be surprised if Oli did it. Because
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
If you saw the Chelsea Atletico game, but both teams play 3-5-2.
Yeah.
So Oli might do it to counter Thomas again, which he did last time, and he was successful. So
I'm on there. They're giving a heart attack. They're giving us heart attack at the moment.
Yeah. Until I see the lineup. Once I see the lineup on Sunday, then I'll know if we could get a result or not.
Yeah, I think what I might do is in 2013. I don't know if any of you remember it, because Liverpool always say how many injury they have and things like that. When we had all our centre backs injured, and Ferguson played for something like about 6 or 7 games with just all defenders.
Yeah.
And we still went on to win the league. It might be like that tomorrow. It might bring back Jones as well.
Oh, God.
You never know. So, guys, let's look at it now. And also, there's a couple of stats here that I can go through, but we're not going to go through the stats or anything. We want to listen to Ole's interview and see what you get your thought process on it, guys. And then after that, we're going to just wrap it up. We're going to talk about our prediction score. Yeah. So we're going to hit Ole Gunnar Solskjaer press conference.
Going forward.
You know, Anthony knows what we want, and Anthony is working really hard to to do well for the team, and that's what's pleasing me. That I see him every day in training. He's not gonna sit down and wait for things to happen. He knows he'll have to make it happen himself, and we encourage him, we coach him, and we know that he's got this quality and class. So everyone goes through a little difficult patch at the moment, or at times. And Anthony, I think we saw against tonight as well. He's working harder, and that's the main thing.
James Bedford.
Oops. So Oops. No, I don't need to do that. So bits and bobs. Let's start with you first. What do you think of that press conference from Ole? Every time I hear him in that way, he doesn't sound very convincing, does he?
Do you know? Yeah, listen. I love Ollie. We know what he done for us in that, right? Do you not think Ollie is like that uncle, that doesn't want to argue with your mum? So he just smiles and be like, yeah, listen to your mum, yeah. Do you hear what I said? Okay, yeah, and and Ollie's also that uncle that when he's talking to you, like, I beg you, shut your mouth. You ain't talking to me. The thing is, I think sometimes when Ollie does these conferences, I look for certain buzzwords and stuff, and Ollie lies. Ollie told us Alex Sanchez was going to come back and prove everyone wrong. He told us Lukaku was going to fight for his position. So I'm just like, all right, Ollie. When I hear you talk, come match day, let's be surprised together, innit? Do you know what I mean? I think he really likes Tony. I think he really likes him because I think obviously he sees what we don't see in training and stuff. I think he really wants him to come good, but see the thing about it is that people like for us, if we're going for a bad patch, we will just roll up the sleeves, innit? Like, all right, do you know what? I'm gonna run a bit more. I'm gonna shoulder barge or tackle someone up. Martial's not that guy, do you know?
Yeah.
So I think I can see a bit of frustration there, Solo, personally.
Yeah.
Because I think he doesn't know what to do with him. You tried to play him to give him the benefit of the doubt. You've took him out, you've brought him back in, and it's not happening.
Yeah.
What can you? His eyes are tied, but his hands are tied behind his back because, okay, I've gave you a break. I've played you. You need to give me something, and he's not giving him anything. So I think he seems a bit frustrated there, personally.
Yeah.
I think we all would be, personally.
Yeah.
On the Martial thing. Then again, he might score 2 on Sunday. So, hey.
Let's hope. Mr. B, I'm going to bring it out. I'm a Martial guy. I do like Martial. I think class is permanent. I think he's just going through something at the moment, a bad spell at the moment. But Martial is like a friend. Like, he's your best friend. You go clubbing with him. But it's almost like every time sort of someone bump into him or something like that, or someone bump into you and you're ready to go for the fight or something like that, and you see him of the other side, he literally like run away from the fight, doesn't he? And that's how he is for Man United.
No, he doesn't. This is the point. He doesn't run away from the fight. Man United's team, we need to give him the ball when he has a game where he has a lot of touches. Early in the game, he's a good player.
Yeah,
he looks like he's interested. He looks like he's motivated. Sometimes the way that the formation, fine. You want players that adapt to a formation. I understand that, but I just don't feel that they use him and get him on the football, punch him to his feet. You know what I mean? Get him involved so that he feels involved. You know, it's frustrating, but he's my guy, man.
Yeah, he's my guy as well, man. It's painful. But with it on Monday now, obviously, you've got Rashford who can play on the left, and Martial's best position is the left-hand side. You're in trouble then, aren't you, really? Because if you take Rashford away from the left, I don't believe Rashford is a striker. I honestly don't believe it.
Yeah.
And then if you put Martial up top in that middle, I don't believe he's a striker either. So it's almost like, do we go in the summer and get another striker?
The answer is yes. I think that's essential. Just going back, I thought the interview would be about, because I heard today that Martial was asked, or the question was asked, what's his best position? And Martial actually insisted that he wanted to play a number 9. But I believe like you said, his best position is inside.
Sorry, can I say something to you?
Yeah.
Theo Wilcox told everyone at Arsenal he wants to play number 9. he's not a number 9.
Yeah, that's
Bottom
what I'm
line.
saying. So, but I think the word is that Martial's come out and said, when asked, that he wants to play in that position. And I'm thinking, well, maybe because Rashford's come, or maybe they've got a little deal so they can both play. But I don't think he's cutting it. Even though unofficial pundit came on the show and was glorifying all these great stats that he has playing in that position, I don't think he's a legit number 9, bona fide number 9, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. He's a great player when you put him in his right position. But at the moment, Rashford is firing, so maybe he can't get there. Maybe that's why he's saying that. But in response to your question about buying a striker, I do believe we do need to buy one. I'm in two minds. Let me just quickly bounce on this. Two minds whether we buy an out-and-out striker like Haaland, because I wanted to talk about the comments that Solskjaer made in midweek about Haaland. I thought there was a lot into that.
Fraud.
We don't have the time to go into that today.
Yeah, I know. Maybe next show.
Mr. B.
And it's all right. And the other thing is, I was saying about whether we buy, like Kahinde says, if we buy Sancho, we might not need a striker because they can play all across the line, that kind of thing. So I think we need a forward, not necessarily a striker, a forward, and someone. If we bought Haaland, that would be the best for me. That would be the best signing we could make at the moment. He would be there for 10 years. He would be inspirational. Would be the face, and it would be a big statement going forward.
Okay, Kahinde, last thing for you, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, I agree.
You watch a lot of him. So go on.
Yeah, I like I said, I do like Martial, but I've always said him and Rashford are too similar, and one's got to go because I used to think Martial was more complete, and he was at one stage because he was a couple of years older, a bit more mature. But the way Rashford playing on the left now, he's better than Martial is on the left. I think that Martial benefits when he plays with Rashford. So if you saw their stats from last seasons, they both had 40-odd games, 22, 23 goals. So they play well together, and they've developed a good relationship together, and that's what makes him look good. But I think without Rashford, he doesn't look as good. You know, and I think he struggles playing that number 9 role. So I would Sancho would be my number 1. Obviously, I wouldn't mind Haaland, but if Haaland comes, Rashford, Martial's got to go. And I wouldn't mind but I prefer us to get Sancho now, keep Cavani. Hopefully, Martial will learn a bit more by playing with Cavani and training with him about how to hold up the ball and be a bit more of a complete striker.
Yeah. So for me, it's like I'd prefer to give him a chance, to be honest with you. But I still think he does frustrate me sometimes. But I'm a Martial guy, so I'm going to defend him anyway. So Haaland would be a great signing, but like I said, that's for another show. Ole's a fraud when it comes to saying about bringing players in, so that'll be another show as well.
Yeah, you know what? We've got a lot of shows. We've got a lot of shows planned. You know,
it is.
Of agenda items.
Exactly, but we'll bring them up though. So, guys, let's start with the prediction, and let's start with bits and bobs. What's your score prediction for the game on Sunday?
So obviously we've talked about it, and the way I think it's going to go, that they're going to dominate possession. I think we're going to win 3-1. The reason I say we're going to win 3-1 is because the players' mentality has changed in the last 12 months. When I say that, there's a few games where we have lost, I know, but when I say that is that we have Bruno Fernandes, who's installed a mentality in certain players to be like, you play for Man United, winning is the only option here. And these are the games where you need to win. You need to go to Chelsea and win. And yes, I know people are going to say, oh, Bruno starts against the top set. Yeah, so what? Like, I don't care.
Who cares?
You know what I mean? For me, you're only as good as your last game. That's the way I normally go by. And I just think that there's a new integrity to be like, unfortunately, we're 10 points ahead. Let's consolidate, so we need to win. And I just think 25 yards out from anywhere over in the box, this guy, we know it's either a goal, it's on target. Rashford is going to spin Reece James like a Beyblade. So let's be serious. And I think, set piece-wise, we're going to be a danger. So I'm thinking 3-1. We will concede because he's going to play Lindelof and Harry. I've just, it is what it is,
Yeah,
so,
100%. 100%. On Monday.
Oh dear. You know me, my 1-0s. Not this week. I think we're going to lose 2-0. I think that we're 10 points ahead of them. Are we? Is that what you said? Bits and bobs. 10 points ahead.
10 points.
We can afford to lose. I think Thomas has got so much to prove. This is his coming out party, and they're going to beat us. They are at home. They're top side. And judging by, and also another point, judging by a record against the top 6, it's pathetic. It's poor. And this is where I think we're going to lose, and we're going to be talking about Ollie taking us so far, as I keep saying, and can't take us over the thing. When he comes up against a guy tactically better, I even said Arteta when they beat us 1-0 early in, was it November?
Yeah.
After the game, I was saying Arteta is tactically he outdone him. And I think when it comes up against someone who's master, I think he's going to come up short again. So I'm going for a 2-0 for Chelsea. Why am I saying this? But yeah,
go on then.
Sorry, guys.
Mr. B.
On Monday,
Mr. B here.
No, leave me out. Do your prediction.
All right, you know what? We'll. All right, I'm going to save that because we don't have the time in it. Me, I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. We will concede, as Bits and Bob said, just because of what we've got at the back. But again, I think it's going to be Rashford's game tomorrow. I have a feeling for Marcus Rashford tomorrow. So I'm going to go 2-1 United.
Kunde?
I'm going to say a draw. I'm going to go over 1-1 because I think Chelsea might score early within the first 15, 20 minutes. And then I think we'll get a goal back. I think it'll be a tight game. And I'll be happy with that. I think, to be honest, our away form has been pretty good this season, pretty decent. And, so we could possibly get a goal through a counter-attack or something. So I'm going to say a draw. 1-1.
Remember as well, we haven't lost a game away from home for over what's this? We haven't lost okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. We've basically nearly finished. Hold on, why do I get rid of that? Sorry. So my my whole thing is now I'm gonna say United to win 2-1, and that's me done. 2-1. So guys, we're gonna wrap up now, guys. So thank you very much for being on the show. Thanks for Bits and Bobs for being on. On Monday, Mr. B, Kohunde, and I'm Solo United, guys, and we'll be
Bits
back.
and Bobs, you back Sunday, yeah? You are back Sunday, aren't you?
Listen, if your arms are welcome, I'm coming. Don't worry.
Yeah, man, come. Come. There's no point in doing the preview show, and then we give Chelsea the licks. You're not there for the reaction show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cool.
And bring some chicken. Sunday dinner, you know?
Sunday dinner, yeah.
All right.
So, guys, please like, please share, please subscribe, and we will be back here on Sunday. Just keep an eye out for all our FTB programs. We've got the Spurs show tomorrow, and then we've got a few other shows coming up over the weekend as well, guys. So keep an eye out for us. We're FTB Sports, and this is your Chelsea versus Manchester United preview show. Thanks for watching, everyone. Good night.
Well done, guys.